It's back. Another day and another show. Welcome to it. I'm your host, Shaggy Jenkins, and coming up today, we're going to go from the world of music to improv comedy and, all parts in between. Plus, we got to get primed because tomorrow's show is going to be good. Before we get into all of that, I have to say hello, welcome, greetings, salutations, and aloha. I am your host, Shaggy Jenkins. You're listening to 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, where sometimes I am the voice of calm in the storm. Today has been a lot of fun between technical issues, meetings, and things like that, but stuff has been happening here at the station. Some pretty cool stuff, in fact. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Right now, though, come on in the studio. It's safe. We kind of want to, you don't really have to worry about, when to come in here and when not to come in here. Larry John left his CD playing, by the way, and I just potted it up by accident.
It's a good CD, man.
It's a great show, by the way, that it was on. Not yours, but, the other one. Benny Hill. On mic number 2 today is a gentleman that I have known from a previous career in radio, and now we get to have serious talk time with a guy that does some really cool lighthearted music, some really cool serious music, and some all kinds of serious artistry. It is on mic 2 today, Piilani Arias.
What's happening? Aloha.
It's good to see you.
Yes.
I'm sorry about the debacle the last time we were,
I'm sorry.
I told everybody, I was like, there was a lot of factors. Our parking lot that day was getting jackhammered. You could barely hear anything in the studio. I mean, the entire interview would have consisted of us yelling at each other in a space of about 12 inches.
It was meant to be.
Oh, man. But how are things for you?
It's good. Not so crazy yet, I guess.
I like how you say yet.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's if the music picks up and gets crazy, then that's a good thing.
But it has in the past, and there's kind of a guarantee that it'll happen again for you.
Hopefully.
Well, I've listened to the CD. I'm saying there's a guarantee it's going to happen for you again.
Thanks.
And here's how I can tell you that the CD is good. So we listened to it here in the office, right? I set it down on my desk for today's show. Mm-hmm. That CD is now gone.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Huh?
Someone when cockroach the CD.
That's a good thing.
And that's how you can tell your music has staying power when people steal it from the desk of somebody that runs the radio station.
Be staying.
Yeah, it's like bank employees going, I really like this money. It would look better in my pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right on, man.
But it is a good CD.
Thank you.
And I understand that you have more on the way because there's 2 different versions of the cover. And I got the limited run cover. Well, no. Whoever pilfered it.
Yeah.
Whoever stole it.
Yeah, it's here. It's here. We got the final, I guess you can say. We got the final. Everything is in and it's in place and it's moving along now.
How does it feel to have the final in? Because, a lot of people don't understand. When you're a musician, it's a lot like pregnancy and giving birth with the CD, you know?
So, it's
you labor over it.
Oh, man. Glad it's done. I'm glad it's done. I don't want to be in the studio for a while. Not for a little bit.
Well, you've stayed out of the studio between this and the last album. You've stayed out of the studio a while.
Yeah, we've been. Yeah.
What is it about the studio that scares you?
No, I don't know.
I mean,
I guess it's the when you have the freedom and the time to do stuff, so you tend to use it and you just tend to overdo it.
Oh.
Like the song can be done and then it's not done. Then you listen to it again, it's like, no, I gotta change this.
Oh God.
No, that honestly, that took a lot of time.
Is it you that did that or somebody else?
I mean, I think it was a little bit of me and a little bit of just everybody that put their minds and
So you're a little like Jim Morrison almost. You're like you go away from the studio, you come back the next day, you're like, I had a vision, man.
Yeah.
Why is Connor having
This,
trouble
this
focusing?
this this show should be totally in a different time signature. You know? Oh man.
Yeah.
But okay, the name of the CD is Dash A.
Dash A. Yeah.
What is Dash A?
Dash A.
Because it sounds like some sort of fancy French thing.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
yeah, and you know what's
Dash.
funny is that's kind of sort of what we was kind of going for, but the actual, I mean, not so much meaning, but the actual thing about it is that's my son's name. My son's name is Dash, and A for Arias.
Oh,
So it's pretty much it's simpler than it
Okay.
sounds,
You know, I'm like all interviewers on shows. I'm sitting here looking for some sort of deep, like almost
Yeah.
Illuminati type reasoning behind that name, but it's just your son.
It's my son's name.
So you're hoping that this album pays for your son.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
You're gonna have to make
Even
a lot of
little bit.
albums.
Even just a little.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Peter Gabriel put out 6 albums named Peter Gabriel. And I think that was just to pay for Peter Gabriel. And then the next 2 albums were called Us and Them. So you're going to have like 5 more Dash A albums.
Yeah.
How many other kids do you have currently?
I have 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the next 18 years, you need to put out an album, 1 a year.
Seriously.
And don't have any more kids. If another kid comes along, your oldest has to get a recording deal.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, you guys, the Arias family, you're kind of all in the world of music and sound together.
Yeah. I guess,
It's almost a dynasty type family that you live
I
in.
guess kind of sort of.
I like how you guys. It's kind of sort of. It looks almost like when I asked that question, it's traumatic for you.
No, I mean, I guess it started with the music. My dad's brother. He was my number one inspiration. When I was young, I used to, just love watching him play and watching him perform. But as far as me being around music, it was, from my dad, just being around shows and every week, just being around shows, and
After a while,
now here we are.
And so,
Here we are.
did you feel like some family peer pressuring when it came to
None
this?
at all. None.
Really?
None at all, yeah.
Because I would think, like, when it comes to, like you said, you've got uncles in it, you got cousins in it. I mean, everybody in your family practically has
Yeah.
something to do with music.
Yeah, I think what it is was because of that, because of music just being around so much, it was kind of just another day, It wasn't like anything in particular. It was just kind of music is here, and that's the way it is, and do your own thing. And if you choose music, go ahead. If you don't,
But you
it's what
didn't
it
find
is.
your own thing, huh? It's like, this music thing's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
It's something that, honestly, as an artist, you have to either love it. Because if you don't love it, there's the other side of that. You either love it or you hate it.
Yes, definitely.
Are there days that you hate it?
Um,
Because we obviously have established that the studio has some sort of PTSD value for you.
Yeah, I think it's not the part of music. You can. I mean, I guess I'm also always appreciative of being a musician, because number one, and everybody uses it. It's just that's what you love, and so you don't really. Number one, you don't call it work, because it's music. It's what you love. But as far as it can get to me,
Oh.
not so much the hate thing, but it can get,
So have you ever had like one of those Christian Bale moments at the studio where you're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I am making music here. You don't direct me. I direct me. You ever had one of those moments?
I don't know if I got driven to that. I think the crew that we're with is, we kind of feed off each other and then stuff like that. It never got to that crazy.
It never got that crazy.
Never got that craziness.
What is the craziest it did get?
I think, I don't know, it's.
You blacked it out. That's how bad it was.
I think it was sometimes it's just the time. Like, we're putting in time, and it's sometimes you think it's gonna come on and it doesn't, and then you back to square one, and then everybody's kind of thinking, everybody's for some reason just that day or just that week is just nobody's on the same page, and put the song together, and it's not exactly how it's not at all how everyone was.
So you started in the process one way, and then it kind of morphs, goes through the strainers, the different filters, and then on the other side you go, what the hell are we playing? This is nothing like I envisioned this song. But I look at this. Look what magically appeared in the window during the course of the interview when I'm sitting here saying the CD gets stolen and it has appeared in the window. Okay, so let's go through some of these tracks, though, because you've got, like, and, obviously the favorites, Tears on My Pillow, Here's the ones I want to ask about, because you have Hawaiian We Are. Is this one original for you?
Yes, that's original.
Okay, because when you see that title, in light of all the issues going on right now in the Hawaiian community, I mean, we've got the Constitutional Convention happening right now with the controversial, but at least they're trying something. Nai Apuni, you've got the Mauna Kea, you've got the Haleakala. There's a lot of cultural and also significant political and just sovereignty issues with the Hawaiian people. You call this song Hawaiian We Are, and I want to know, when somebody asks you, what is it to be Hawaiian, what is your answer?
To be Hawaiian, I think, is just to be, number one, to be aloha, always. Always, always, always. No matter the situations, no matter what's happening on the mountain, or no matter
even
what's
in
going
times
on.
of disagreement.
It's just still number one, just be aloha. Think aloha. Think everything. Think everything. Kind of sort of gotta.
You start
aloha.
from the aloha.
Yeah, and to me, if you start from there, it's really, really not that hard. It's not that hard to go about every day and just being Hawaiian. But that song in particular was kind of a, it's not really like a deep, like, rah.
Well, yeah,
it's not trying to point fingers at things. It's not trying to point at every particular thing. It's just something that I felt at the time when I wrote it, at that exact time. I wanted to say. I want to say this. I want to say how my people are, or how my people were, and I, I didn't get into, because that song would have 80 verses if I needed to, put every single thing that I felt had to be said. I was just trying to get it into the 3 minutes and 30 seconds that I felt that I was allotted at the time. Just saying a little bit.
It is hard to boil down the essence of not only yourself, but the heritage that you come from in a comfortable song time. So if it's okay with everybody, I want to interrupt this normal talk show and just sample a little of the song. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, this is from the CD-A. It's Piilani, Arias, and, song's Hawaiian We Are. So that's Piilani Arias from the CD-A, the song Hawaiian We Are. That's just track one. That's how you start the album, by announcing, hey, look, this is what I am. This is what I represent. And really kind of
the fire.
we have Tony Midnight hanging out in the background with Friday Night Frights. As soon as the song hit, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's Roots, man." Yeah, he's a big fan, by the way.
Yes.
No, this is the thing. No, you're gonna steal the only other copy that's in the. Thanks, man. Thanks. Nobody likes me at the end of the day. Everybody just wants to steal stuff from Shaggy's show.
Steal this TARDIS.
Oh, whatever. There's like 50 of the TARDIS. There's only one of these CDs. Okay. And there's only one Piilani Arias, who is my guest today. Okay. Yeah. So we've got 12 tracks on here, including this one, Hawaiian We Are. And it talks about proud Hawaiian people we are. And you are kind of just a proud guy when it comes to your music ship, let alone your heritage, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. When it comes to, because comedians have this thing called killing the baby, all right? You know about the practice.
Killing the baby?
Killing the baby. Have you ever heard this? All right, so every joke that you write, everything that you do on stage is like a child to you. It's one of your babies. And every so often, a joke doesn't work or delivery doesn't work, and you have to kill that baby. In the process of getting 12 tracks for the new album -A, was there a 13th or 14th track that you had to kind of kill the baby with,
Not so much, actually. Not so much. I think we were pretty set with the 12, and I mean songs were written already, and we were. Yeah, we were pretty set in what ended up being. So, killing the baby.
You're still thinking of it, aren't you?
Yeah. That's awesome. Maybe doing a live show where we have the killing the baby thing. Like, no, that song is not working. We can rehearse. No, that song is out.
The set list, though, that's not like really killing the baby so much as it's like deciding which kid you like more that night, you know? But in the studio, there is this process of taking a song and nurturing it and birthing it, and it's sometimes when it gets to the final project.
As far as that, maybe there were songs that we worked on, and then we kind of laid it out and left it as being more of a simple produced song. And then others that we felt, hey, well, let's build more. Let's produce more stuff. Let's put this on. Let's put this key change, or more of that kind of stuff than other songs.
Yeah.
But not so much killing the baby. It was just some needed, something we felt needed to be a little bit more produced. And
so you treated them a lot like a Kardashian. They started off born as one thing, and then you gave them enough plastic surgery, so at the end of it, they came out as something that you can put out.
Yeah.
Wow, exactly. Man.
Exactly.
Who knew? But okay, so the original plan was always for around 12 songs. You'd already had them written. But there was a lot of time between this album and the last.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you writing? Like a song?
You know what? I think
maybe like a lyric every 3 months.
No, I think it was just. I was, playing. I mean,
live shows.
We were doing plenty of Hawaiian stuff. Hawaiian music stuff in this last couple of years.
I think, because when you come on my show at 88.5 FM and say, oh, he's doing plenty Hawaiian stuff, I'm like, barbecuing, fishing, surfing.
For like probably around the last 10 years, maybe 8 to 10 years, the studio was kind of sort of just put on the back burner, just because live stuff with the Hawaiian stuff. I mean, a little bit of club stuff here and there, but for the most part, I was doing a lot of Hawaiian stuff, traveling a bit, yes, with other people, and in about the last 3 years, I kind of think that's where we buckled down and say, you know what,
You quit walking by the studio and seeing everything covered up. You're like, yeah, maybe I should move that table out of there. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
and it was funny too, is because the people that we was working with, 12 years ago, kind of sort of nowhere to be found now. You know what I mean? It's like
I know. The scene here has changed so drastically.
Yeah, it very much has, man.
It's almost funny because those of us that were there then and are still here now, it's almost like shell shock. Like anytime we see each other, it's like, oh my God, you're still alive.
No, seriously.
You know?
It's people. We got the uncle card going.
At
the gig. Like
everybody's
what?
like, oh, Uncle Shags. What? When did I become uncle? You know?
We got the uncle card.
Oh, man. It is kind of weird, though, because, when the scene was when you first started out and you started dropping your own CDs and going out touring and supporting your own original music, it was a completely different set of bands and guys playing in bands.
Not only on Maui, I mean, in
the
Hawaii.
whole scene.
Yeah. It's just, especially for this, this reggae or island reggae scene. The Hawaiian stuff, the top dogs are the top dogs. They're there still. They were 20 years ago, they were 10 years ago, and they're still. As for the island reggae stuff, it's like, it's good to see that back then, 10 years ago, those guys are, a handful of them are doing bigger things, touring the country and stuff like that. And then there's the younger crew that kind of came in and blasting music and recording, getting in a studio, and doing their thing too. So I mean, it's different.
You ever feel like an old man on the porch though? It's like, where the hell all these kids come from?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah.
A little bit.
Who the hell are you? Where did you get a CD?
Yeah.
What do you mean an MP3?
Yeah, exactly.
They went digital on us.
Yeah. And that came like that. That was when I was not into the whole recording, just doing the live stuff. And then all of a sudden, when he got back to the recording, the CD's out. Now, okay, time to promote and whoa.
Well, okay, because in just a little bit, I've got another guest that we're gonna come, bring in. I want to play a song just because I'm a guy that when I look at the CD, for the first time, first off, I check out the picture, on the front. Everybody's got to check out the cover. I mean, that's the whole reason that you have cover art.
Yeah.
People design that stuff. Look at their hard work. But okay, I only say that because I've designed CD covers myself.
That's it.
Nobody appreciates you when you're the CD cover art guy. It sucks. But then the second thing I look at is songs by title, and you know how you kind of scan through, even if you know the artist, and you find the title that's just like, I wonder what that song's like, because the title says something interesting. Yeah. So on your CD-A, the newest one from Piilani Arias, there's track 9. That's Goodbye So Long. What is this song about?
That's funny that you ask, because I mean, on the album there's a lot of lovey-dovey, because hey, I'm in love.
Baby, I got you.
I'm in love,
Yeah.
But that song particularly is not from any situation really that I've kind of been in. It was, I did it. I can't even. I remember exactly where I was. I remember grabbing my little guitar and just being on the street and watching my kids run around, and then just playing this, just like how it is, nice and slow, and the chorus I sang the chorus, and for some reason I sang goodbye, rather than I love you, watching my kids and my wife, rather than I love you guys so much,
Subconsciously, do you think that you're a miserable person when, it's like, oh, there's my beautiful wife and my kids, kill me now.
Yeah. No,
Goodbye.
and another thing too was, there was, I heard this other guy's song. His name is Alan Stone. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Alan Stone.
Yeah.
When I wrote that song, he was more or less a little brand new. And he had a song kind of like that, was just kind of saying that he does this, and I'm not getting nothing back.
Yeah.
You know, so he didn't say goodbye though. The first words that came out of my mouth when I was playing that chord progression was goodbye, and the way it was sung. And so kind of from the way that he sang that song and what he was talking about, I kind of came up with that same thing. And that's how that whole song really, it was not really like I've been through it, I've been there, done that kind of deal. It was kind of more or less same topic. I just
because
felt,
you know,
I
it
felt
is
the beat. And
when you're going through the CD, you've got My Everything, Carry On, Love Crazy, You Give Me Love. You know, these are all nice songs, and then all of a sudden, bam,
Boom.
number 9, Goodbye, So Long.
I'm out of here.
It was, you know, if you're reading it from track 1 all the way down, it seems like you had got so sick of the lovey-dovey stuff at track 8, where you said, look, I'm here, which is track 8, I'm here. By number 9, you're going, all right, look, man, you know what? I'm here. Goodbye, so long.
That's funny. I haven't even thought about that.
You know, there is a real story of kind of psychological distress as you read down your title list. But I want to sample track number 9. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because this one, like you said, this one came from a place not what you're experiencing, but kind of just
It was just,
it was out there.
It was the words matched, the melody matched with the chords. This is one actually with my cousin, my dad's brother's
Kanani Arias.
daughter. Yeah, she sings it with me.
Okay. This is Goodbye, So Long. It's from the album Dash A, Piilani Arias. It's my guest today.
Nothing but love, nothing but promise and devotion, nothing but happiness day after day. I give to you,
and nothing but pain, nothing but heartache and confusion, and nothing but lies and deceit. That's all I get from you. So goodbye, my love. So long, my love. I could never ever be enough
for you and all you need.
So goodbye, my love.
So long,
So long, my love. I could never ever be
enough for you and all you need. Although it might be rough, though it might get harder by the minute, though it seems that I just can't get over it, oh baby, I will.
Don't you know I'm strong?
So strong.
Don't you know that I'll be good without you? Don't you know that you'll be missing out on the best love that you
Man.
ever had? So goodbye.
You know, there's some things that you just don't want to interrupt, you know, and this is one of them. That's Kanani Arias with Piilani Arias. He's been the guest here on 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui. Kind of makes me wish that I was back in my radio DJ days of being able to say, and that song was, but it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Goodbye, So Long. And we had to say goodbye so long to Piilani Arias. He had to take off, so. But coming in now, seat number 2 is occupied by a guy that let's just say, as far as people that I know with enviable lives, people that have done things that you've wanted to do. They've met people that you wanted to meet, and God forbid, they've just been a more swell and snazzy guy than you can ever imagine yourself being. That is my guest, Mark Beltzman. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Shaggy, how are you? Good to be here. I am envious of my own life.
I'm telling you, you have had one of those lives where it's like you've been able to pick and choose these cool little projects throughout, doing other things, like what you do with your workshops and improv and Second City and all that.
Yeah. I've been an actor for almost 34 years now and been in a lot of great movies and television, Home Alone, Billy Madison, Wedding Singer, Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Does it ever get old?
No, it's exciting. It's fun. And
Is there ever a day that somebody just calls you, like Spielberg calls you up and it's like, hey, you want to do my movie? And you're just like, Steven.
I want to talk to Steven again. He's such a pain in the ass.
I just got done with this Michael Bay project. Yeah.
Bay, he's, overrated. But life is good. And I do so many other things. I go from one thing to another and I love them all. I do all kinds of theater and musicals and I play the tuba and I teach improvisation, which is why I'm here on the island. I'm a founding member of Maui Improv. And
I was about to say, that's over at the Pro Arts Center, right?
Yeah, Pro Arts Theater. It's 1280 South Kihei Road in the Azeka Shopping Center right next to Taco Bell.
Because a lot of people, when they hear stuff like, improv workshops, they assume the college or over at the MAC or someplace like that. But this is actually over at the Pro Arts Theater.
Yeah,
in Kihei.
Yeah, we have our own theater. My partner Mike Burton and I. In February, it'll be 2 years we started this, and it's all local talent, and they seem to be really into it. And we call it improv and acting, and it's really just life lessons. It's stuff you should be doing anyways. Make your partner look good, you look twice as good. Replace thinking with listening, and all the principles of things in life that make you happy.
So, we have from Friday Night Frights, and you're smiling ear to ear right now, aren't you? Don't even know.
I just want to say, relax. You're too tense.
Relax, you're too tense. Oh.
I love that movie, Mo Money. It's a great movie.
Mo Money. I didn't even say that one. How did you know? Oh, you looked at the credits, huh? Yeah.
I was at IMDb. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's been geeking out all day today. He was like, he was in Uncle Buck. I was like, yeah. Oh, no, I know that guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that guy that does the improv stuff. They know, they know the mark that they see. Mm-hmm. But, man, when you get into, there's another show that we play here on Akaku, they showed a clip of this interview. And I told my wife, after I saw that clip of you in the interview of trying to explain what improv is, it was a beautiful moment. Because that poor guy that you did that to. Let me set up this scenario for anybody that hasn't seen it. But you can see it if you watch Channel 55 at 8:00 tonight. You'll see this clip. Mark Beltzman is getting interviewed by a guy, and the guy,
Jimmy Carrane, an improv nerd, yeah.
Yeah, he looks down and he goes, well, what is improv? Mark reaches across the table, grabs the paper and looks at him and goes, what's your next question? That is improv.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're doing it right now. We're all, we're just talking and talking to each other about each other. That's what improv is.
And people don't understand that it's not just something that you do on stage. Like you said, these are real life skills that you need to develop.
Yeah, it's what makes life interesting and what makes life fun. And some of the principles that I teach is figure out what's working and do more of it instead of trying to change and fix what's wrong. You just take that one little simple piece of advice and start applying that to your life. Your whole life will change.
Wow. So what about this show? Because you listened to the first half. What about this show is working and what's not working?
Uncle Shaggy.
Oh, the Uncle Shaggy part.
Hey, Uncle.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Uncle.
That's bad. I think that was the answer to both questions. So I'm simultaneously working while not working for the show. Just so bad in my situation right now. But improv, and this is one thing, people, at least in the last 5 years, maybe in the last decade, have kind of become socially stifled. And they don't understand the principle of improv is actually getting somebody to engage in dialogue
Yeah, well, social media has changed all that, right? I mean, everybody sits and communicates on Facebook and taking a picture to post it so you get so many likes and on Instagram and Twitter and we've lost the connection between human beings, and two people who are really in love with each other will be sitting at a table with a glass of wine, both on their phones, texting to other people. It's just, it's kind of crazy.
They do that and stand in line at McDonald's.
Yeah.
They're just
Exactly. Yeah.
And used to it didn't seem that hard to get people to look at each other face to face to communicate. But now you've got this kind of society that is set up to the small screen.
Right.
How hard is it for you? Because, I mean, you've done improv with some really great people throughout your career.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, that's the part that's envious to me. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, man, yeah, Mark's done some cool things. Mark's done some cool things around some really cool people.
Yeah, very fortunate, you know, to get to work with your heroes, and some of your heroes become your friends, and that's kind of the really cool part about this industry. You get to work with people like John Candy and Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, and you know, it's just
great John Candy. My fave.
He's my favorite too, man. I had so much fun with him. He was such a great guy.
But, you know, you wouldn't have got to know those guys if you didn't know how to open up and say, hi, I'm Mark.
Yeah, that's part of it too. You know, just being open to connecting with other human beings and being impacted on.
Is that the hardest thing about improv to teach, the connection part? Because a lot of people think, oh, well, I have to remember the scenario and do this, and they don't get the basic.
No, the hardest part is just to teach people to get out of their own way, to eliminate self, to let it happen to you instead of you trying so hard to make something happen. And you know, I love that part of this work.
You know, it's ironic that we talk about that because, like, right now Tony is nose down in his IG account.
He's texting. He's looking up some more of my credits so he can participate in the conversation.
You did the Wedding Singer. You're
Yes.
the guy with the hair,
The Flock of Seagulls guy.
Flock of
Yeah.
Seagulls.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? When I told my wife that you were coming on the show, she was like, "Flock of Seagulls guy."
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it doesn't matter that your name is Mark Beltzman. It doesn't matter that you're doing this improv workshop tonight.
Yeah.
Over at the Pro Art Center.
Yeah, tonight's Pro Arts, and tomorrow night is at the Wisdom Flow Yoga Studio in Piilani.
Yeah,
So tonight and tomorrow night.
None of that mattered to her because it was, you are Flock of Seagulls guy. It's like, you gotta ask him Flock of Seagulls stuff.
It's flattering, and it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of cool because I get the best of both worlds. Like, nobody knows who I am unless I tell them. And then when I tell them, they're like, "Oh, I know who you are." It's like, well, you knew who I was before you knew what roles I did on TV. But
He's Chris Fields from More Money.
yeah, no money.
But okay, let's get into the training part.
All right, let's get into it, Shag.
You know,
Training.
because this is what I do.
Yes.
I dive into stories a little bit deeper. Okay, when we're talking about improv, though, and like we've already laid out, it's not just about the performance. People need to learn to get out of their way. Once you get out of your way, and you kind of just grasp what it's all about, what are some of the benefits of practicing and working on and improving people's own personal improv skill level?
Being happy.
Really?
Relieving all stress, tension, and anxiety from your life. Enjoying the journey. You can take the path of acceptance or the path of resistance, and you're going to arrive at the exact same destination at the same time. Only one path is really fun, and one's not so much fun.
Oh.
So you get to do the same thing you're doing, only it's really enjoyable along the way.
I don't know what cult you run, sir, but I want to join it at this moment. That's a really basic kind of wonderful life lesson there.
Yeah, we all improvise every day of our lives. You may have a certain game plan, but when somebody cuts you off in traffic, what do?
I cannot say on this show what I do.
Well, besides the curse words, you improvise. You move your car, you turn your steering wheel, and if you didn't, you would hit them. And that's a moment of improvisation that is a distraction from where you're going or the way you arrive there.
You do the whole, like, read between the lines kind of deal, you know. Hey,
Yeah.
Are we still talking about the cursing part? Because he's doing the fingers
He's
like
doing
this.
the hand gesture.
Read between
yeah.
the lines,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh my God! But you're
Can
right.
you hear this? I'll turn it up for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man! But see, that's the thing, though. It's like you're right. When you are performing stuff, and this probably happens to you a lot, because as much as we like to pretend from the outside world that sets of shows and movies are just these perfect harmonious workspaces where each one of you well-trained professionals knows every single line that you're supposed to say every single time. There's a lot of improvisation that happens on these things.
Yeah.
When you're training it, do you ever have to tell people it's like, in a way, yeah, this is a performance thing, but in another way, this is almost like a crisis recovery system for your brain?
It is. It's exactly it. It's like going to a gym for your brain. You're working out your mind, and you're training that muscle, and it is a muscle, and the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes, and then it becomes second nature to you.
But this is the thing, a lot of people would see this and be like, oh, because,
Yeah.
we live in Hawaii where it's very spiritual and people are with the candles and the drums and stuff like that. So everybody hears stuff about, you can change your mentality and change your way of life and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them will associate it to, dare I say, a bunch of hooey.
Yeah.
And that's the safest word I can use on 88.5 FM.
Hooey.
KAKU, the voice of Maui, with my guest Mark Beltzman. But
you can use wonky as well if you want to.
I can use
That
wonky.
is our
Yeah.
word. You can take it. Just go run with it.
Okay, Tony Midnights from Friday Night Frights, heard here at 8 p.m. and again at midnight, says that I can use the word wonky. Okay.
All right. we moved that past the censors.
Yes, we have
We
wonky.
We won. Yes.
And hooey. When you try to explain to people, though, this isn't some sort of weird philosophical spiritual thing. This is real training for your brain that has real results. How do you get that message to them? Because a lot of people, I'd imagine, come to these workshops more of a, they were suckered into it. There's peer pressure. There's a natural curiosity, but no understanding of what you do.
Yeah. Well, people think comedy is about being funny, and it's not really about being funny. The comedy and the humor comes from that slice of life where people can identify with something. So they have a preconceived notion of it's about being funny, clever, witty, right, wrong, good, or bad. Mm-hmm. And really, it's just about being. That's it. All you have to do is show up and exist in that moment, and the rest of it will literally write itself. You don't have to do anything else.
So walk.
All I did was show up today. The rest of it is all taken care of. That's it. That's all I have to do is get here. I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Oh, and it's a good thing you don't, because we found these pictures on the internet.
Oh, my
No,
God, is that wonky?
That's what you call it.
That is hooey.
But it is like that, because here's the thing. We talked about the screens and stuff like that. We haven't talked about what those things have done to society as a whole. It's increased our anxiety.
Yeah.
And we live in an increasingly paranoid and anxious society here.
Yeah, true.
Improv, at least observing some of the principles of it, especially the one that is, whatever is the reality in front of you, accept it. Just go. Those things have real life benefits that people don't realize, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it just relieves you of all the stress, tension, and anxiety involved in everyday tasks and journeys.
Now, you're doing this workshop tonight, Tuesday night, over at the Pro Arts Center in Kihei.
Pro Arts Theater.
Pro Arts Theater. Oh, man, why do I keep calling it
It is a
center?
theater.
Yeah, it's a theater.
Yes,
But couldn't it also be a center for things?
it is.
So
We are
therefore, I'm
centered.
right.
Yeah. Once you show up, you get centered.
Yeah. So what time is that, by the way, tonight?
It's from 6:30 to 9:30.
Okay. Oh, walk me through, and you don't have to if it comes into the paid content side. but
Oh, you're getting charged for this. Don't worry about it. You're going to pay one way or another.
well, you and every other woman.
$2.15.
Yeah, man, I pay for everything. You should ask my wife. All right. I want to walk through some basics because, for people that are just listening to us or just hearing your name, Mark Beltzman, for the first time, or just hearing things about improv can actually make your life as interesting as it really is if you just accept it. Walk us through basic things that you would to newbies. Me and Tony Midnight from Friday Night Frights here. Like, what would you tell somebody that comes in, they sit down in front of you, and they said, okay, Mark, I know nothing. Mold me.
You're riveted, right?
Yeah.
You're all riveted. It's that moment of silence. It's just about being impacted on. It's just about enjoying them. Look at the smiles on your faces. Silence on radio is...
Yeah, it's kind of like farting in an elevator if you work.
Now that's wonky.
Nobody wants to take credit for the silence happening, but it happened.
No, it's really, to answer your question, it's just about listening. You see, acting is reacting, and you can't react unless you're listening. And normally what we're doing is formulating a thought so that we can participate in the conversation. And what you want to do is stop thinking. And you can't get rid of that. So you want to replace it with something else. So what do you want to replace thinking with? Listening. And it's as simple as that. I mean, that's the thing. Is one of the basic rules of improvisation is KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid. And the simpler it is, the easier it becomes. And we complicate everything we do because we think it involves so much more than what it really is. It's just about being in the moment. And you're discovering what you're saying and doing the same time your partner discovers what you're saying and doing, the same time the audience discovers what you're saying and doing. And every time those 3 points of focus come together and you make a discovery as the same time as everybody does in the room, it will change the energy in the room and the audience will laugh so hard that it will stop the show. Wow. Every single time.
It's very Zen-like, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. People say it's very kind of Buddhist or Zen. Or
you find yourself centered at that point.
Yeah, it's about letting it happen to you instead of you trying to make something happen.
And it kind of reminds me of our a little improv video that we did on YouTube.
Oh, no.
3 years back, The Tourist.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was him and his cohort, Killer Cal from Friday Night Frights.
Yeah.
They decided to impersonate, because they had a security job. They decided to impersonate tourists that they've dealt with in their role as security guards.
I played the tourist, and I go up to him. He's in the guard shack. He's videotaping me.
Can you get to Haleakala?
Is the bus over here going to the Haleakala mountain? He's like, what? I'm like, the mountain over there.
Well, it's like that South Park episode that takes place in Kauai. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Oh, that is so funny. And unless you've actually experienced it and understand how real that is, and that gets back to our conversation. The more real it is, the funnier it is. And that's really the basis of improvisation. And that's why people laugh, because they identify with that moment and how real it is.
Yeah, because in our society now, especially post-Kardashians, we're all about...
Who are they?
The ladies that took their natural-born faces as mild suggestions.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Amy Schumer said that, by the way. And for me, ever since she said that, I'm like, oh, thank you, Amy. You have given us words that we can use from now on.
It's so funny. I mean, they're famous for doing absolutely nothing.
Well, one of them's famous for doing Ray J.
Well, yeah. Absolutely. Still reaping the benefits.
Who's Ray J? What is he doing now?
Never mind. There's so many answers.
Yes.
And only one FCC.
He is doing hooey and wonky.
And a little lumpy if he doesn't take his medication.
Possibly.
Okay. But before we go further, 88.5 FM KAKU, the voice of Maui. I'm your host, Shaggy Jenkins. With me today, Mark Beltzman. And also, besides being an improv coach and an accomplished actor, you're also a tuba player.
I love tuba, yeah.
Tuba.
That's the one thing that I like, is the last time you were here, you gave me your business card, and I've kept it in my house on my refrigerator just because I'm like, That man looks good with a tuba. You know?
Yeah, well, that's a good-looking tuba. It's 103 years old. I had it restored. I've had it for about 30 or 40 years. I started playing tuba when I was a kid in elementary school because my older brother, went through 3 instruments, and when it was my turn, my parents said, "No way, we're not going through that again." And so the guy who taught music said, "Well, there's a sousaphone in the back." And so I said, "Sure," and I've been playing that ever since. I have my own show called Tuba Czar. I am the czar of the tuba, and I invite other artists to come play their music. They just have to write me a tuba part. So last month when I did it, I had Lawrence Juber, who was lead guitarist for Paul McCartney and Wing.
Oh, wow.
And and I get local artists around Los Angeles who are brilliant songwriters, and I get about 5 or 6 acts, and they all come and kind of play with each other, and they write me tuba parts to their music, and it's really a lot of fun.
Man, and that's the thing, too, is because that kind of performance, musical improvisation, is a lot like the improvisation that you'll be doing down at the, let me see if I say this right, Pro Arts Theater.
Center.
Pro Arts Theater Center.
You know, what's going to be bad is tonight when I leave this show, I'm going to get out and I'm going to see a pamphlet. And it's like, it was center the whole time. Mark lied. But for people that
and support them too. I mean, they have a great local Maui theater here, Jonathan Lehman, and they're preparing their season for 2016.
Manasa. I know a lot of people down there.
Yeah, they're great, and they've been supportive of Maui Improv since day one. So we really want to shout out to them.
This is the thing, though, for the Maui improv scene.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more people could jump in on this.
Yeah, we want more people. We want a local flavor to it. We want to, grow the local community here so that we can develop our own teachers and performers and, prepare some really amazing talent right here on Maui.
Wow. Is that a lofty goal, though? Because a lot of people would say, oh, well, it's a sleepy tourist-type island. There's no way you guys are going to get a foothold with actually making that scene grow.
Well, we've been growing for 2 years, and it's a pretty strong community, so I beg to differ.
See? You would make a good attorney. You know that, right?
Really? Well, I'm suing you guys as soon as this show's over.
Yes.
If I heard this show, I would sue me,
I got
too.
a quarter in my pocket.
You know how many times I went home going, that was horrible. Somebody should throw me in jail for what I said today. Oh, man.
It's what you didn't say.
It's what I didn't say.
I'm suing you for the questions you did not ask.
Oh, we're right back to those internet pictures in TMZ.
Yes.
Aren't you kind of glad, though, that as the celebrity Mark Beltzman, you've kind of missed the self-exploitation age of Hollywood? You don't have to leak nude pictures every week to stay relevant.
There's still time. I'm not dead.
It's like, hey, next week,
Yeah.
check that site for you.
Yeah. Send me your number. I'll text you some pictures.
No, God. No. The last time I did that with Brent Favre, it ended terribly.
Oh, my God.
Terrible, Some things are not meant to be shared between men.
That's probably when he was taking Vicodin.
Yeah. It was a cold winter in Wisconsin.
Oh, my God.
Cold winter. Well, people don't understand, like, normal conversations like this, a little banter and stuff that we do, are all things that can benefit from a little bit of that exercise that you get from improv training.
Yeah, you're exercising your brain. Exactly. That's what we said before. It's like going to the gym for your brain. So come on down to Pro Arts tonight at 6:30.
Yeah, and it's going to be you. And is there anybody else assisting you tonight? Or you without a safety net, Mark Beltzman running the whole show?
Yeah, no, it's just me teaching the workshop. There's some great people there, and you'll meet some great local folks who've been into and really influential and helpful in building the community, and they all participate. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just something to do to get out of your head and get away from the phone and turn it off and get off Facebook and enjoy people having conversations.
Will there be pie?
Well, now there will. Maybe a hostess pie.
Hostess.
You know what?
Or a McDonald's hot apple pie.
There's a couple of pies I got to recommend, but from Homemade Bakery, while you're here on island.
Okay.
All right, get the halpia. The jalapeno.
Halpia.
Yeah, the jalapeno cream pie. You know what I'm talking about, right? With the mac nut.
And we're not talking about McDonald's halpia.
No. It's junk already. No.
Junk.
While you're
All right,
here,
Halpia pie.
All right. So if somebody would like to bring that down to the Pro Arts Theater tonight, Mark will gladly accept your donations of pie. Yeah, as long as they're not throwing them. Because that's not improv. That's slapstick.
That is, yeah. That we're not into that kind of thing. We're into creating a moment.
Well, and here's something I learned kind of new. Did you know moment has more than one definition in the English language?
I did not.
It took me so long to figure this out because, I haven't had access to a dictionary.
Well, do share.
Okay, moment. Moment not only is a space and time, but it's also when you're trying to flip things around, specifically people, when we're talking about physics, moment is the exact time when the potential kinetic and, potential energy, kinetic energy, and mass in motion is at the pristine time and space for change to occur. Like, with a gymnast, as they're swinging through a swing and all of a sudden they want to release and go flipping off, the moment that they release is actually called a moment because all the kinetic forces and everything are in play at that one time.
It happens when you throw a pie as well.
Yeah, and in improv, it's like that. It is that pie. Maybe not the physical one, but the metaphysical one.
Absolutely.
And you can throw a lot of
so
pies.
good.
And you can pretend it's any pie you want.
Yes, that's it.
Lemon meringue.
You can actually be the pie. You don't have to just eat one. You could actually be a pie. Yeah. Pies can talk in improv, you see?
And then, well, wow. That's kind of like an abstractism.
You could be all the ingredients of a pie and talk to each other.
According to some people, I am. at least I'm the cracker crust.
I got some sugar in me. I got some cream here.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't want
because when I hear Tony Midnight's voice I got some
cream.
Yeah, see that's just the turn off. I never want pie again.
You have to be the cream, not talk about the cream.
Yeah, no.
So if you were cream, what would you say?
Hey, baby, I'm creamy.
Yeah, there you go.
What's going on?
Let me top you.
Let me top you.
Okay.
There you go.
Man.
So tonight, please do a lot better than me and Tony Midnight have managed to do in the last 2 minutes of the show. Mark, is there any place anybody can go online for more information, things like that?
Yeah, MauiImprov.com.
And then also this weekend you're doing another show, right?
No, that's next weekend. It's Sunday night, November 29th at Pro Arts. We're doing a show from 7 to 8:30, and it's $5. So definitely you want to come to that and check it out and see what's going on the island and meet some people and have some fun. So it's Sunday, November 29th, 7 p.m. at Pro Arts Theater, 1280 South Kihei Road, in the Azeka Shopping Center, right next to Taco Bell, and it's $5.
$5, and that's it. All right. Yeah. And for everybody else, you've been listening to KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, Kahului.
Thanks,
Hawaii.
guys.
Yeah, and thank you, Mark, for coming in today. Don't forget. Oh, and by the way, you want to come back for tomorrow's show? We want to do some news with you while we're here.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, if you got some time, I mean,
Yeah.
We'll be talking.
Here.
Yeah, we'll be talking about refugees and all kinds of stuff in the news, France and things like that.
Exciting.
All right, yeah. But tonight, have fun over at the Pro Arts.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me today.
Oh man, thank you for coming in.
You bet.
For everybody else, we will leave you with this. And hey, you know what? See you on tomorrow's show. Until then, love you, mean it, Kate, and bye.